see. Oh, that's why. Yeah, this just ends. Just make sure this works. Yeah, it does. Let's see. It is a little loud. It's probably good. Make sure that both of the streams are good. That's good. I really should do decisive battles, but I'm gonna hold off on that. It's like, I don't know how long. Too long, honestly. Just do dailies first. Clicking the wrong thing. Okay. What we got here? Need to make sure everything is good. No, I don't need that. Okay. I think we're fine. Guess it's the moment of truth here. Do I narrate this or do I have to summarize it? Yeah. Feel free to lurk, I don't mind. A lot of the videos on Girls Frontline, super thankful that I know of somewhere to show people this world. I'm glad I could help. It was one of the main motivators of doing it. So many people were asking for summaries back in the day. And I was like, well, if no one's doing it, I might as well. You know what? I think I'll narrate. We'll see how that goes. Like, if my voice starts getting raspy, then I'll stop, but might as well try it out. After fending off the creepy doll, Ulrid leads the dolls on a preliminary cleanup of the remaining elids and sentries in the ruins of the thermal power plant. They intend to take temporary shelter inside the ruins. Suomi and a couple of other dolls ventured out in search of resources. Dushevnaya, who has not made up her mind about staying or leaving, remains put for now. Currently, she's pacing back and forth in the room. Still, I should tell everyone after all. Still, is it really okay? Wouldn't it be inappropriate? Dushevnaya sits down on the bed. If I stay, I'll only waste everyone's supplies. But if I leave, where should I go? Even though I followed the clues here and met people who knew me from the past, I still haven't found any crucial information. Suomi and Lithra were so surprised that they even asked me if I had lost my recollection of the commander. Commander. They really do make me feel nostalgic and warm, like someone I've been searching for all along. But I still can't remember. Dushevnaya utters as she thumps her head repeatedly. Dushevnaya, what are you doing? Is your body malfunctioning? Dushenaya looks up to find a startled Rosalind standing at the door with her toolbox in hand. Oh no, everything's fine. When'd you get here, Rosalind? I knocked on the door but did not hear a response. Then I heard thunking noises and thought maybe something had happened to you. Sorry for barging in without authorization. It's okay, I don't mind. I'm doing fine too, as sturdy as the thunder of spring. Thunder? Sturdy? Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. Anything I can do to help you with? Oh, right. I brought the replacement parts for your left shoulder joint. Lotta and the girls found just the right part while sweeping through the thermal power plant. I thought I'd come over and help you replace it. After all, we can't leave your left arm in a state where it would fall off without a hitch. Eh? So you came over specifically to help me repair? That's too much trouble. You could just ask me to come over. To spend a few resources available on me is frankly already quite the trouble. No need to be so polite, Dushevnaya. Did you assist in us exploring the thermal power plant earlier? It's also thanks to you that we can settle down here for the time being. Come, sit here. I'll replace it for you. Dushevnaya relaxes for a bit, then breaks into a smile. She sits down in the chair following Rosalind's guide. I contributed something? That's good to hear. Yes, keep the spirit up. You can be more relaxed in general, you know? Yeah, I am relaxed. Just like loose soil after a rainstorm. I'm not terribly familiar with how soil works, but I can tell that you've been a bit on edge lately. You see, when Swami was around, you were able to talk to her. Now that she's out scavenging for supplies, you don't exactly talk to anyone much or even just go outside. I come to your room for the repair for that very reason. Think you'd be more comfortable in a place you're familiar with. I'm not doing this because I dislike everyone. I'm just looking for revelation in depths of chaos. It's definitely not because I can't bring myself to talk with everyone. Alright, I know. Don't be so nervous. Nobody's thinking about that either. I feel a little sorry for everyone. If only there's something I could do to make up for it. While I don't wish for you to think like that, it seems like you're not open to change. Well then, how about having a conversation with Ulrid? She's quite trustworthy. Some things are better addressed out loud than keeping it all to yourself, don't you think? Dushenaya falls silent, and Rosalind refrains from speaking further. The room is filled only with the clinking of tools fixing the body. At least I can't hesitate anymore. I must act. You awakened me and patched me up, so at the very least, I must do something for you all at first. For all of you first, even if I am to leave. Huh? Bless you, great healer. I will consult with our supreme leader right away. Don't hurry. Ulrid and Leader are mopping out the remaining Elid from the ruins. From the ruins. Wait for them to come back. I'll go find them. What? Wait a minute, your joint isn't ready. I think it's ready. If there's a problem, I'll get back to you right away. Great healer. Please excuse me for now. Dushevnaya dodges Rosalind's attempt to catch her arm in a nifty maneuver, then promptly runs out of sight. Each one more troublesome than the last. Rosalind shakes her head in dismay and begins to pack up her tools. Did she mention leaving? What does that entail? Should I tell Ulrid? Forget it. It would be better if she explained it herself. I'll just keep my silence for now. Supreme Leader and the Great Sage aren't here. But this needs to be cleaned up too, right? I'll take care of the cleanup here. Alright, so for those who don't know, Dushevnaya's, all that explanation about her forgetting everything, that is actually in her journal. Just make sure this is turned down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the stuff about Dushenaya is in her journal. Long story short, she was working, I want to say, I'm not sure if it's for Stay Sec or not. it probably is state sec because they should be the only ones capable of doing this. Um, but she saw something that she should not have seen, and they ended up not necessarily wiping her memory, but they ended up damaging her neurocloud. And now she's having great difficulty remembering anything um, regarding Girls Frontline 1, or even the time skip for that matter. There is another person who is greatly involved in that journal. Her name is DP12. She's going to be called Helena in this game because that's what her original name was. ACR similar. I haven't checked into her yet, so I can't say. But Groza is in a similar state. But DP12, Helena, she and Dushevnaya go way back. Because DP12 used to be a maid, and she took care of a Dushevnaya. But DP12 did help her escape from whoever did damage to her, but she was left behind, or rather, I shouldn't say left behind, but she used herself as a decoy, while Dushenaya was shipped off to somewhere unknown, and it just so happened that Suomi found her. So long story short, it's stake sec doing stake sec things. And if it's not stake sec, then at the very least, it's the URNNC. Lord Chief, great sage, I'm here to support you. I don't have her though. I skipped her. You know, when the fights are this easy, I should put in Ulrid. Since you actually one-shot people. Yeah, I'm also waiting for 404. But I'm really waiting for Springfield. Springfield is like the character I want to dupe on. If not whale on. Alright. Ulrid and the group have just returned to the hideout after cleaning up a sizable area within the thermal plant. Thanks for coming to help, Dushenaya. Thanks to you, Readthrough and I were able to finish the cleanup sooner than expected. Is your body doing fine? The great healer said that she's not finished with adjusting my joints yet, but I haven't noticed any abnormalities. There's no need to worry about me, Supreme Leader. There's a formidable boulder blocking the river in my neural cloud, more concerning than any damage on my body. I would be very grateful if Supreme Leader could help me shatter it. River? Boulder? What are you talking about? Is there something wrong with Dushenaya's neural cloud? Yeah, oh wait, no. Nothing's wrong with my neural cloud, but rather some question lingers within. I'd like to hear my Supreme Leader and the Great Sage's thoughts on this. I see. So you finally feel comfortable opening up. I was considering whether to approach you directly since you not being very forthcoming yet. I was worried about being too blunt. Being so overcautious isn't very typical of you, Ulrid. After all, I fear that Dushenaya might get the wrong idea of things. It's a weird sentence, but whatever. Turns out the Supreme Leader has been tending to my feelings all this time. No big deal. It's only natural for companions to look out for each other. Tell us, what do you want to discuss? Nothing major, really. I spent a fair share of time here and there, and have been cared for by all. What I'm getting at is if there's anything I can do to repay the favor. Huh? That's it? I thought it would be some personal stuff. You know what? Forget it. I don't think there's any particular need to be concerned about being taken care of. However, if you do want to do something, why don't you just go ahead and ask everyone? I just go and ask everyone? Wouldn't that be quite bothersome? What's so bothersome about that? Don't sweat about it. Maybe they'll happen to require your assistance. You're right. After all, helping everyone is the original purpose of my almighty wish machine. Almighty wish machine? What an awesome name. Hey Shirokun, how's it going? So, what was Supreme Leader and Great Sage wish for? I'll try my best to do everything within my power. However, I probably can't fulfill something as grandiose as world peace. Huh? Me? Well... Oversensitive to her thoughts, Lidra turns her head to look at her. The very moment their eyes meet, Lidra realizes what the other has on their mind. Well, actually my wish is quite simple. It's... Ah! Huh? Lidra, what happened? You, come over here. Huh? Amidst Dushenaya's puzzled stare, Lidra forcefully pulls Ulrich aside and scribbles something on a piece of paper. You're going to wish for Dushenaya to stay, don't you? Wow, how did you know? Dolls nowadays can read neural clouds? Keep your voice down. Your thoughts are written all over your face. But that's besides the point. You can't just wish for something like that, Ulrich. Dushevnaya always wanted everyone to be happy, but if she already had made up her mind, wouldn't you be putting her in a difficult spot by wishing for something like that? Oh, you're right. I got a bit carried away. It's her decision at the end of the day. I apologize. I'm sorry, did I say something to cause you trouble? I didn't mean to. No, I'm just, fretting over what to wish for. I can't really think of one all of a sudden. Lidra, why don't you go first? Lidra's eyes widened in silent objection against Ulrich, then lowered in defeat. My wish is to meet the commander again, if only just once. Lidra writes down these words solemnly in her note. The commander. Is that human you mentioned earlier as a trustworthy commandant, right? The same commander we used to work for Griffin? Yes, that commander. There's something I wish to deliver to them. But due to the agreement, I have no idea when we'll be able to meet again. But I don't know where to find a commander either. After all, my relevant neural records have been... It's okay, Dushevnaya. Once everything is settled, and the agreement is lifted, we can search for the commander together. When we find them, perhaps there will be a way to get your lost memories back too. Right. Thank you, Great Sage. Even if I'm unable to... No, never mind. That said, since the Great Sage wishes will be unattainable for a while, please make another one. Otherwise, I'll be as restless as a grasshopper stuck in a mud pit. It's an interesting one. With how precious an opportunity to make our wishes, I like to carefully ponder on it and make discreet decisions. But whether or not it comes to fruition, I would be very grateful for your goodwill, Dushenaya. The Great Sage, I'm very touched by your words. Since neither of us can make up our minds, why don't you help Swami with hers first, Dushenaya? Although she's not scavenging for supplies, she can be considered the closest one to you. Maybe you'll be able to guess her wish. Right, we can't overlook Swami just because she's not here. Let me see. Swami seems to love music. What genre is it again? Yes, Swimming loves this genre of music called heavy metal. Is heavy metal some kind of powerful attack? Nope, it's a proper genre of music. But I'm not terribly familiar with it. I've only listened to it a couple of times under Swami's enthusiastic recommendation. Let's just say it leaves an impactful impression. And as a rock junkie myself, it does. In that case, should I help Swami expand her local library? She was occupied with exploring the thermal plant before, and now she's out scavenging for supplies. It should be a while since she's listened to any new tunes. Don't have any clear answers to what the agreement really did yet. Ian probably knows. But it does not like it. So I haven't read what's going on in CN yet. I've I've been avoiding reading the story in CN, but I probably will start reading it soon. Um, I don't want to go into any spoiler territory, but I will say the contract does come up in the main story um, quite soon. But we're having a hard time just maintaining short range communication. Connecting to the network is out of the question. No relays in sight is in such a backwater place either. Why don't we check the thermal plant servers for any local files? Leader, what do you think? We haven't unlocked all the storage spaces on the main server yet. If this place was crewed by human employees before, there's a pretty good chance that some personal files are still in there. Yeah, if there's anything that's related only to the Chinese server, I'm not going to talk about it. I'll put it that way. But not everyone enjoys that kind of music, right? Will there really be any in the main server? Niche hobbies have their audience. Just like yourself, Ulrid, I wouldn't call heavy metal niche in our world. Probably is in Girls Frontline world, though. Actually, I don't know what the main music would be. Maybe classical? A doll loves stress. A doll who loves stress release toys doesn't exactly come a dime a dozen, but we still have one standing right here. Well, can't argue with that. Anyway, there's no harm in trying. Even if there isn't any in the storage, the possibility of linking to the network using the main server is highly beneficial to us. Yeah, alright. I'll make sure to bring back heavy metal. Oh, yeah. What's that noise? Oh, yeah. Speaking of stress relief toys, Dushenaya, may I wish for new stress relief toys? This rubber pig I have right now is falling apart with how much I'm squishing it. No problem, Supreme Leader. However, what do you mean by stress relief toy exactly? I see that you're stranger stress relief toys. There's so many varieties out there. Why are you blushing? First up, and highly recommended by myself, are the foam types, like this rubber pig. They come in all shapes and sizes and are great whether squeezed or whacked. Whacked? Then there's the scalp massager, or as I like to pull it, the soul extractor. It really cleanses the mind at first, but it doesn't do much for me anymore. The scalp massager. Does she seem like a comb? Also, bubble wraps are nice, but they're not reusable, which is unfortunate. Oh, also the slime. Slime? I guess Supreme Leader really is going through a lot, but that doesn't change the fact that slimes are fantasy creatures. Supreme Leader shouldn't mix up reality with fantasy. That was awfully reasonable coming from you. The slime Ulrid refers to is a gel-like toy, named so because it's soft and gooey and looks like slime. When she told me about that before, I misunderstood as well. Yes, netting on slime gel is the most stress-relieving thing ever. At least that's what I've heard. I haven't tried it myself yet, though. I see. I'm sorry. No need to apologize. It's Ulrich's fault when she can't stop gushing about useless information. How's that useless information? These are all toys I highly recommend for stress relief. Dushenaya might like them too. Please do, please do let me try them out. Though, which one specifically does Supreme Leader want? I'm fine with any of them. I actually like them all. Also, it's a challenge to find these things here to begin with. So anything Dushevnaya deems suitable will do. Dushenaya tilts her head, perplexed, and stares thoughtfully at Ulrich. What's the matter? Why are you staring at me? Is it too awkward for you? No. I just feel as if I'm seeing a different side of Supreme Leader. How should I put it? I used to think that Supreme Leader was, well, reliable, mature, and a firm leader to everyone at all times. The truth is, she's much more of a nervous wreck as everyone else when stressed. Yeah, that's not what I meant. It's more like not a holy warrior in radiance, but a shepherd with a fine sword protecting the whole village instead. Huh? Looking at Dushenaya scrambling to gesticulate her thoughts with her whole body, Lyra gives a heartfelt smile. Dushenaya is trying to say that Ulrich is amiable, right? That's it. She isn't a distant, enigmatic saint, but rather suffers from irritation and stress just as we do, which makes her relatable. Oh, that's a cute face. Huh, that's a bit too flattering for me. We're saying you're not so reliable. I just don't feel the need to constantly be on edge around you girls. It's a lot of pressure. We're very close after all. You know more or less what I really like. Very close, huh? I can do that too. Supreme Leader, I will strive to bring you back excellent stress relief toys. Man, imagine taking that out of context. I appreciate that, but my wish isn't a priority. So just look around in the meantime. You should focus your efforts on those more clearly oriented wishes first. Understood. I will head to the main server room and log into level 2. Hopefully I can find those long lost treasures first for Swami. The main server room has been cleared. It should be relatively safe. Lyra and I have other things to take care of. Is it alright for you to go alone? No worries, leave it to me. So the first operation of the Almighty Wish Machine project. Let's go. Hey Warlock Warlord, how's it going? Thanks for the compliment. I'm glad you like it. I work really hard on those. Yeah, I think I've already locked it into my head what the next episode is going to be. There's been a lot of requests lately for the origin story of Team Defy. So I'll probably do that one next. I was a little worried about doing it so early because it actually is quite early. We don't get information on Team Defy until like 5 events from where I'm at right now. But after reading up on them, everything that would be spoilers is easily avoidable in the summary or in the stories. So I can go ahead and do that. The good part is that, well, I say good for me, um, but it'd be bad overall. Uh, um, there's not a lot of information when it comes to Team Defy. Um, Well, I should say not a lot of information. Relatively speaking, there's not a lot of information. Like you have Squad 404, who basically has like hours of information, but for Team Defy, it's more of like 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours worth of information. And I say a large part of it is because they were written up during a time where um, the writers had like a lot of stuff going on in the story. So it kind of feels like it's something they had to squeeze in. But the information that we do get, it is pretty important. So I don't mind throwing out there this early, but it's definitely not going up to an hour like how the other episodes happen. A94 looks kind of cool. And A94 has a pretty good backstory. She probably has the best backstory out of all of them. So you can look forward to that. But then, honestly, it actually is a good time to do that backstory because after Polarizing Light, which is the episode I just did, the story becomes basically 50-50 Commander and Angelia. And it's like that for a very long time. So it is a naturally good time to bring out the backstory for Team Defy. So it does line up. Could they be here? Lost in the rivers of time, the light that Swami cherishes. It might be giving an indication that heavy metal actually has died in the Girls Frontline universe, or the timeline at least. But at the same time, Dushenaya is a unreliable narrator. But it looks like this is going to be, at least from what I see right now, it's not going to. It's in the main timeline for sure, but I don't think there's going to be a huge event involved. Everyone seems to be chilling. Fields my favorite event, and just super interesting. And from what I understand, she also fights alongside Defy. She tries to. She actually tries to actually be in the fight as well, or at least be on the field as well. Um, if you want to uh, put a sign on Angelia or a comparison, If you ever played PGR, the commandant in that game does also fight other enemies alongside his frames. I forgot what they're called. Operatives, I think. Maybe operatives. I can't remember the actual name that the robots are called in that game. But she's basically like that. But Angelia is not. She doesn't have like an exoskeleton to enhance herself. So she tries to use a lot of ingenuity while on the field. Uh, was Dish always like that as she is in Girls Frontline too? At the very beginning, no. At the very they do change her personality after her debut, and she first debuted in the event Isomers, which is like chapter 11, I want to say. So at first she was like a serious person, but then they expanded her personality, and then she became a lot more of like a hero figure. She gets expanded on a lot more in Project NeuroCloud actually. So the majority of her personality that you see in Girls Frontline 2, it came from Project NeuroCloud. Okay. Inside the thermal inside the thermal plant server room, Dushevnaya successfully decrypts the server's locked storage space. The encryption was pretty strong and took a bit of work, but it's no big deal for me. Let's see what's in there. Huh. Communication logs. Does it record all communication between the employees here and the owner? The last message was received 3 months ago? Hold on. Didn't the Great Sage say this place got abandoned at least 2 years ago, judging by how it looks? Why would someone be communicating with an abandoned thermal plant? Does the owner not know what went down here? Feels freaky. Better go back and tell the Great Sage and Supreme Leader first. Let's see if there's anything we're looking for. Dushenaya downloads the comm logs, then dives back into the storage, rummaging through it. Experimental farm seeding report number 237. I don't think this is it. Periodic experiment debrief. Environment device structure diagram, and protective measure detail specification and operation procedures. I can't wrap my head around all these things. It's not the time to read all these in detail. Let me look again. Excerpts of artistic and societal creations of mankind. There's so much. Humanity's awesome. Luckily, there's a catalog. Let's see. Literature, art, film, music. Looking at the massive database, Dushevnaya scratches her head. Why would a thermal plant have such a huge collection of these cultural products? They're even organized neatly. Could it be some employee's personal hobby? Music genres. Folk, rock, blues, classical. But there's so many categories of music out there. Here, heavy metal rock. This is the one. Dushenaya opens the target path to find a long list of audio files. Ever since Brave 9 became offline, I tried BD2, but after a month it just wasn't for me. I stopped playing BD2 because it became too horny for me. Well, I shouldn't even say too horny. It's more of like, it's now in like the middle of where it just doesn't need to be. It's like, okay, you either go all the way or you tone back. And as it stands right now for me, it needs to do one or the other for me to come back to it. Great, so many of them. There must be some Swami hasn't read before. I'll save them all. Speaking of heavy metal, what does it actually sound like? If the gentle and kind Suomi is a fan, it must be soothing like a flowing stream of pure water, brimming with optimism. Maybe it could act as a substitute for a supremely stress relief toy. I mean, it actually could if you tried. Let's have a listen then. I'll just pick corroding the soul with flowing scars. That's a fancy name. Let's go with that. Dushenaya links up with the speaker in the server room and starts playing the file, unleashing a blast of powerful tunes. Huh? Dushenaya closes the file instinctively. What's that powerful sound wave? That's heavy metal? So intense! It truly is a powerful attack. This is the kind of music Suomi likes? That's hard to tell. Seems like Suomi is much braver than she looks. I need to work harder too then. At the thought of Suomi, Dushenaya breaks into a smile as she unpauses the music with the volume turned down. It's pretty good when you get used to it. At least I can understand now why Suomi likes that kind of music. Music of the devil. Yeah. Let me tell you, I love rock music, actually, so Suomi and I would get along great. That said, what type of music did I used to be fond of? I must have had a favorite genre or other interests before my neural records were lost. Having lost my past, what can I bring to the table? Even if I stay, can I really be accepted by everyone? Amidst the powerful tunes, Dushenaya revisits the catalog of excerpts of artistic and societal creations of mankind. She glances over music, film, literature before finally coming to rest over art. Just a burning memory. I'll never be a memory. The lead singer's low, husky voice screams out a shocking verse, bringing Dushenaya back to her senses. There's no use thinking about it. I must focus on the almighty wish machine now. Not to mention things I have to report back to the Supreme Leader. Alright, it's no longer time for Dushenaya the Hunter to dawdle around, but time to embark on a radiant journey at once. I really want to make sure that after this scene, I'll check her journal real quick to make sure that it actually was Tasek that fucked with her memory. On Dushenaya's way back to their hideout. It's so quiet. Hard to imagine this place was crawling with elids and sentries not long ago. Everyone's working so hard to clean it up. Suddenly, her comm receives a notification. Excuse me, is anyone near the server room? Requesting backup here. Lotta? I happen to be nearby. What's the matter? Good to hear. Dushevnaya, I'm moving supplies from Warehouse 4 near the server room. A cluster of elids showed up unexpectedly nearby. They must have fled from the other sections being cleared out. Sorry, I can't deal with all of them on my own. Can you help me clear them out? Roger, please send me the coordinates. I'll be right there. Are you hurt, Lotta? No, I'm not. That's great. Let's clean up together. Alright, this is a good time to get a drink. Right back. Alright. After finning off the elites, Dushenaya and Lana start checking the supplies to be transported back to their hideout. Lana, these parts are kind of rusty. Should we bring them back? Let's bring them back regardless. If Rosalind can't make use of them, Bothilde might instead. I hope I said the name right. Okay, I'll sort these things out and pick out the ones that are in better shape. Thank you, Dushevnaya. Lada whispers at Dushevnaya, who has her head buried in the junk. Thank you for coming to my aid. Oh, right, Lada, there's something I need to ask you. Huh? Lost in her own thoughts, Dushenaya did not hear Lada's quiet gratitude. What is it? Do you have any wishes? Wishes? Why ask this all of a sudden? That's because I'm running the Almighty Wish Machine project, which means I'm trying to make people's wish come true. An Almighty Wish Machine? Dushenaya, you're so very kind. What's about the flattery all of a sudden? Oh, first things first. I might not be able to grant a very challenging wish right away, but I'll give it my best. Okay. In terms of wishes, let me see. And Dushenaya, remember the experimental farm we saw underground before? Oh, I remember. That was such a tough nut to crack with all the sentries hidden in there. Is your wish related to experimental farm? Yes, I'm thinking, what if we restart the farm? What? Restart the experimental farm? A tad too optimistic, isn't it? There's no way we can spare the energy to do such frankly pointless things right now. Let's just move on, Dushenaya. Forget what about said. Restarting the experimental farm is like searching for a piece of obsidian in the dead of night. One would need a lens powerful enough to see through the darkness. Lens? Obsidian? What? I'm sorry, but I don't really... Seeing Lotta get confused, Dushenaya rushes to explain. I meant to say, why don't we go ask Bothilde? She is, after all, an expert in fixing machinery. No. No need to ask Bothilde. Oh, Lotta? Lotta stands up nervously and tugs at Dushenaya, who is carrying the parts bin and heading out the door. Dushenaya loses her balance and bumps into the shelves behind her. Shaken, the bottles and cans of the shelves topple over like dominoes, falling one after another, and a trolley of the two are using to haul the supplies. The freshly lubricated trolley conveniently slides away, hitting squarely the valves of the water pipe on the wall. With the sound of splashing liquid, a stream of dirty water accumulated in the pipe for who knows how long pours directly into the trolley. I'm sorry. Under the command of destiny, such coincidences are bound to occur. The supplies, not the supplies. Lotta and Dushenaya rush over to the trolley to check on it. Ew, what's this? It's all gooey. Looks like something leaked out of the bottle. Let's see. This bottle holds glue, and this one is borax? What's borax? Apparently it's evolved in creation of fertilizer. Well, at least that's what Wolfen once told me. It does look quite nasty, though the supplies aren't damaged. We can just clean it up. What's going on? This feels a lot like the slime the Grey Sage mentioned. While it's not a bad thing to immerse yourself in your own world, slimes are fantasy creatures, Dushenaya. You shouldn't mix up reality with fantasy. That's not what I meant! I was told by Supreme Leader about this slime thing being a stress relief toy, but I never seen one in person either. However, the way it was described matches how this one feels. Give it a squish, Lotta. It's incredibly soft, right? Well, it is squishy. It's kind of fun, actually. Still kind of nasty. So the ingredients are borax, glue, and water. Lotta, are there any borax and glue left? I have a great idea. This should be. Let's search together. Okay. Okay. It's a cutscene next. Let me go and check the master records journal. Which one was it? No, that's SSD. Ah, dang, which one was it? That one either. That's Frida. Not that's Krolik, not Frida. Incorrect heart? No. No, that's Vepley. That's UMP9. Uh, this one? Yes, this is it. KSVK. VIP service and security assurance department. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is state sec. This should be. It might be unaffiliated. Let me check the other ones. Launching affiliation information had changed from a long string of some company and some team with a relatively shorter name. Uh, The information is there. Tuition. Yeah, it's not state sec. It might be unaffiliated. It might just be some company that just has a decent amount of power. See right here. Affiliation's blacked out now. They might still belong to URNC though. Random Merc. Eh. If it was a random Merc, I don't think it's a random Merc either. I've read this book before. I just don't remember what the affiliation was, if they even say it here. Just why I'm giving it a quick read. See if anything jumps out, but I don't think it does. The thing is, though, is that they have enough power to actually chase them down and actually be a problem. Which is why I think is you are NC related. We'll probably know more once Helena comes out. Because I really doubt she died in this. Okay. And I remember number 5. Number 5, she loses her memory entirely, and yeah. And Helena's not there, so we can't even know what that was. So right now, we'll just say unaffiliated, because we don't have any further information about her situation regarding who wiped her memory, or who damaged her neural cloud for that matter. Let me get a swig first. They overplayed this music so much on Swami's event. Okay. Leader opens the door to Ulrich's room and their hideout. The dolls inside are completely oblivious to her presence. Why is mine so rigid? Rigid? It seems to lost its elasticity. But how? Did I add too much glue? Dushenaya, how's yours? Mine is probably one that got slain by the hero. What? Let me see. It's hardly solidified after all. Your last are far too rowdy, Supreme Leader. Lada, how's yours? Mine? Please don't look yet. What's the matter? Show me. Oh wow, it's so murky. What is this? A slime tainted by Earth's power. Please don't laugh at me. Huh? Lidra walks into the room and peeks in to see what the gang is up to. Oh, Lidra. Welcome, welcome. Want to join us? Are you playing with mud? Don't say that. Dushenaya helped me to fulfill my wish. Wish? Is that what she found? A novelty stress relief toy? It's not really a novelty. It's the slime that Supreme Leader mentioned before. When Lada and I were sorting through the warehouse, we stumbled upon this method of creating something slime-like here. Right, we stumbled upon this. The ingredients are borax and glue? Yes, and just the right amount of water. The facility appears to have preserved some water with relatively low levels of collapse radiation contamination, likely meant for irrigation. But we don't know the exact ratio, so all of our attempts came out a little weird. Great Sage, can you shed some light on this? Leader reaches out and pokes at the rigid mass in front of Ulrid, then squeezes the gooey puddle in front of Dushevnaya and ultimately bypasses Lada's entirely. Eh? Ulrid, no doubt you put too much glue in it. It's all solidified. And Dushevnaya, I'm guessing the opposite. Too much water so it won't solidify. What about mine, Great Sage? I couldn't have known. Maybe the material itself was contaminated. What's this? There are things that even Leader of the Great Sage doesn't know? You girls be having fun. The chuckling crowd looks back, only to find Rosalind leaning against the door, gazing at them with a smirk. Eh. Lada quickly scans the room for any potential hiding spot. Failing to do so, she desperately presses her head down. Rosalind, what brings you here? To catch a runway patient, naturally. Patient? Honorable Great Healer, my body is perfectly normal, just like sunshine in the morning. There's nothing wrong at all. I'm not here for you, Dushevnaya. Lada. Here, I told you your body wasn't probably tuned up yet. Must you rush out the hall supplies and fight some elids on top of that? I'm sorry, I was just a little anxious, but I carefully assessed the risk and felt it would be okay before doing so. Right. Does the Great Healer have a wish she can't fulfill? Dushenaya, voice of Almighty Wish Machine, is here to help. Almighty Wish Machine? If I happen to have one, it would be for those due for examination to behave maturely and go lay on the inspection table on their own rather than making me play hide and seek all over. Ugh. Even for me, seeing Rosalind in a state still gives me shivers. I'm sorry, Rosalind. Ulrich and I are to blame for this. We didn't realize Lotta's body was in its base shape before sending her off to sort out supplies. We'll make sure to be properly informed next time. That's right. Sorry, Rosalind. There won't be a next time. All I want is for you to all stay safe. But I'll remember your promise, Ulrich. What's Rosalind doing here? Someone escaped from the maintenance room again? Balthild emerges from the doorway and peers into the room with a puzzled expression. Rosalind shrugs in response. Balthild? Quite a lot of guests today. How can I help you? Oh, I overheard someone complain about the low supply of transport efficiency. If you girls can find me another forklift, I can fix it up to a serviceable state in no time. That should somewhat make life easier. You're in charge here. What do you think? Indeed, the more tools available to us, the better. A forklift, huh? Give me a minute. Leadera, was there one in the underground farm that we explored before? Yes, but that sector has only been tentatively explored. The cleanup hasn't been completed, and we can't let Balthild go alone. It's too dangerous. Indeed, but we need to check on the main server. We can't ignore the questionable communication logs discovered by Dushenaya after all. Rosalind gives a gentle smile to worry Lotta. Won't you join her? Or to give it some thought. Well, I think it's best if I accompany Balthild. Whatever, I'm fine with it. Then I'll leave it to you, Dushenaya. No problem. Miss Rosalind, I'll go help Balthild retrieve the forklift now, so you can mull over your wish some more. I'll ask you again once I'm back. The previous one doesn't count. Good. Then I'll take this naughty patient back with me. Dushenaya, Balthild, take care of you two. I won't run away, so no need to worry about catching me. Alright. Yeah, so far it's looking like the event, or this event is going to be a tiny bit of a nothing burger. But it is a good showcase of Dushevnaya's personality. Yeah. Kind of like how Macchiato's was. Which makes sense because there is a. They haven't confirmed this, but I'm pretty sure that we didn't get the next chapter, or let's say the next event that's part of the main story because the the dubbing isn't complete yet. In the ruins of the thermal power plant, Dushenaya clears their surroundings enemies. With Baldild, the two make their way to the facility in the underground experimental farm. Baldild tinkers with the abandoned forklift parked in the corner while Dushevnaya stands a short distance away, keeping guard. Baldild, how's the forklift doing? Busted. It's really that bad? Can it be fixed? What do you think I'm doing? Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh, I'm not blaming you. Come on. Acting like you had something on your mind but refusing to speak up all this time. What's the matter? I just want to ask you have a wish you want fulfilled. That's all. A wish akin to a divine decree, something you're determined to want to realize. A wish? Because I was working on the almighty wish machine. What's that? You want to fulfill my wish? Yeah, that's the idea. Anything you wish for. Well, not necessarily everything, but go ahead and let me know first. What is under Nikkei? It shouldn't be. I changed it to the Girls Frontline before I went on. Let's see if it actually is. That just means that Streamlabs is stupid. Check. Oh, there's no game on here at all. It just says gaming, which is what it shouldn't be, but there should be a game. Well, just in case, I'll just put on Girls Frontline too. Because yeah, it shouldn't be under Nikkei. If it says so, that's a problem. So it should say Girls Frontline 2 now, at the very least. Baldild? Have you asked Lotta? What was her wish? She said she wanted to restart the experimental farm. I didn't know where to start, so I thought about asking you, but for some reason, she insists on not doing so. Whoa! Damn, Lotta, always keeping everything to herself like this. We're gonna have the luxury to do these now. Other wish is correct. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I'll just remember to do it on the website instead of on my program. Little extra steps, but it's fine. If we don't proceed with the restart now and see how it goes, will that be a hassle for you? Not necessarily. If there's anything I can do, feel free to tell me. I want to help make everyone's wishes come true. Don't get too excited, it doesn't really help. The collapse radiation level here is so high that even underground plants can't. If even underground, plants can't survive. But this facility was studying how to grow crops in a contamination zone before, right? They should have relevant information on that. There is no mention of methods to reduce the level of collapse radiation, at least not any of the unlocked archives so far. Dushenaya stares determinedly at Baldild, causing her to curl her shoulders uncomfortably, as if trying to avoid her gaze. What about it? Baldild, do you also wish to restart the underground facility? Why would I want that? Don't put words in my mouth. Yeah, but your previous response suggests you looked into the possibility of restarting the experimental farm before, Baldild. That's... If you never thought about it, you wouldn't have bothered looking for methods of lowering collapse radiation, right? Like me, I never pay attention to it. This just has this bare bones appearance-wise. Yes. Bare bones appearance wise. I mean, she does still have the. I think her rack is bigger in Girls Frontline 1. But I'm only really thinking about the rack because that's really it's really that's different. And the hair. Her hair is longer in Girls Frontline 1. But the thing about Dushevnaya is that she has a lot of changed forms. So in Girls Frontline 1, she starts off with a pretty bodacious body. I think everyone can agree with that. But once she gets her neural upgrade, she changes her frame as well. And she looks basically like this. Except I think a little flatter, a little thinner. And then she's in this body. And then there's Project Neuro Cloud where she's literally a kid. So Dushevnaya is one of those characters that where I think the development team didn't really have any idea what they actually wanted to do with her or what they wanted to what wanted her to be entirely. Because even personality wise, when she first came on screen, she was quite different. Maybe different's the wrong word. She showed a more serious side of herself, and it gave the impression that she was a more serious character. But as time went on, she became a lot more eccentric. That's just you being careless. Even if that's what I wish for, then what? You can't solve the problem. Besides, you don't owe us anything. What's that point? What's the point in fulfilling our wishes? I don't. Oh. That might be too harsh, but alas, it's not something you need to be concerned with. Slightly embarrassed, Balthild hastily wraps up the conversation and attempts to dive back into the repairs. Out of nowhere, she senses a strong gust of wind. Out of habit, Balthild looks over to see what's going on, just in time to meet Dushenaya with earnest eyes. Balthild, it's too early to give up. Huh? What's it getting all fired up all of a sudden? Even if it might be as difficult as holding onto quicksand within the flow of time, I'd like to try again. After all, searching heavy metal music for Swami and finding stress relief toys for Supreme Leader all sounded quite difficult at first, but I managed to do both in the end. Fine. I have seen the chip found by the Supreme Leader and the Great Sage. Plants did once grow and blossomed here, so there must be a way. Balthild, we have yet to check the data storage of this underground facility. If any relevant information exists, it's definitely here. That does make sense. This is the place that manages the underground experimental farm. Hold on. I'll patch it into level 2 and take a look right now. Whatever encryption or blockade there is, I'll smash right past it. I am the almighty wish machine after all. Hey, don't get too carried away. Be careful. The defense level is quite high. Might actually unearth some glittering gems and gold. Okay. While this is running, let me check. Let me see if the wiki actually has KSVK and Mod 3. Oh yeah, she was definitely thinner. In Mod 3 form. Oh no, she wasn't. She was just as bulky. It was just that uh her standard art just made her look kind of thin. But as soon as she turns direction, her her assets are still quite there. Get rid of you. This is taking a while. Oh, that's why. Not like this. I can't find anything. I'm curious to find out in the summaries how down the line went from when they held the commander to Girls Frontline 2's. I have a lot of free memory to record your death. um, you'll figure that out quite soon. I'll say. It'll become apparent once I do the next event. After it'll be after I do the stuff on Team Defy. Maybe you're not using the right keywords. Show me. Right here. Although no direct reference is made, there are records of environmental device A being turned on and off here. And environmental device. Environmental device sounds familiar. Hold on, let me search my neural records. Don't push yourself. I heard that your neural cloud isn't the most stable. It's alright. It's just a simple search. Gotcha. I've seen the structure diagram of the environmental device in the main server to storage this morning. Let me display with the terminal here. Look. Is it mounted inside the cooling tower? Yep. Which is why when I went this morning, I thought it was a power generator. What is this environmental device anyway? Why did they keep jamming weird stuff into the cooling tower? That collaboration booster is also installed in the cooling tower. That's it. This. Look at this. This? I don't get it. This thing is what reduces collaboration, get it? It seems to sit somewhere on top of this underground farm, and not too far away too. I see. If the level of class radiation can be lowered, even just in a small area, this should allow an underground experimental farm like this to produce healthy crops. That's wonderful about build. Glad we didn't give up earlier. Guess you're right this time. However, what's going on? Well, there's another related document titled Protective Measure, Detailed Specification and Operation Procedures. But the document is corrupted. I can only view the startup procedure part. Let me have a look. Alright. I'm a little concerned. What does this protective measure entail? Please don't be sentry automations just like in the cooling tower. Hard to tell, but according to the startup procedure, so long as every step is performed correctly, alarms and defenses won't be triggered. What do you think? Shall we go take a look? You want me to decide? As long as we follow the procedure, there shouldn't be any problems, right? That's what the documentation says. Well then, how about we go check it out after you're done fixing the forklift? No need for that. I've already taken care of the forklift while you were in level 2. We can even drive there in the forklift. It's faster. Awesome, Potfield. What a trusty mechanic. But isn't this underground? The entrance is just It's just stairs. How are we going to get the forklift out of here? Come on. If a forklift managed to get here, that would imply the existence of an elevator of sort nearby. Oh, that's right. I'll go find it. In the ruins of the thermal plant cooling tower, Balthild and Dushevnaya are working on a device while their forklift is parked behind them, appearing a little lonely. That's a lot of buttons. Balthild, do you know how to handle them? I've seen a structural diagram, so it should be fine. Well, that should be pretty much it for the setup. Manually disengage to safety and we're good to go. Which one's the safety? It's not here. Look at the diagram. It appears to be a large lever. It should be quite obvious. There. Dushenaya and Balthild run up to the lever, which is not far away. Dushenaya holds the lever with both hands, and Balthild nods to her. Yeah. With Dushenaya pulling it down, the machinery inside the wall starts emitting a muffled noise, generating a mild vibration around the area. It's on. Okay. Smooth sailing so far, Balthild. This may really fulfill you and Lotta's wish. Does making someone's wish come true make you that happy? Because I want to reciprocate everyone's kindness. That's the reason behind the almighty wish machine. Balthild, do you feel the collaboration levels dropping though? It should be? I have a collaboration detector with me. No, the ratings haven't changed at all. Did something malfunction? Should we stop it first? No need. There should be a maintenance hatch over on that wall. I'll see what's going on. Balthild and Dushenaya arrive below the maintenance hatch, but its elevation is such that even on their tiptoes, they still can't reach it. Is there anything we can pat our feet with? Climb on my shoulders. Huh? Didn't you disconnect your shoulder before? If you don't take good care of it, Rosalind would chase after you. No way, Miss Rosalind is so kind. And the parts have been replaced. We should be fine. Well then, crouch down a bit. Okay. Dushenaya crouches down, holding her hand out for Balthild to step on and climb onto her shoulder, then shakily stands up. Well, do you see anything? Yes, hold on just a little longer. Balthild pops open the maintenance hatch skillfully, bracing herself against the edge to probe in. Looks like the transmission got jammed, in an awkward place. Some parts may need to be disassembled. My toolbox is in the forklift. Wah! Wah! Balthild just feels her footing falter, and her body plummets. Despite her best efforts to hold onto the maintenance hatch, she still falls to the ground. What are you doing? Didn't I say hold on? No, look after that! The treasure guarding dragon has appeared. What are you talking? Unregistered subject detected. Commencing elimination. What? Didn't we follow the procedure to a T? Why does hunk of iron here then? Could it be because we opened the maintenance hatch? That's not following the procedure. Is there no room for error at all? What the hell is the procedure? It's coming. Move, Balthild. The reclamation expert Fatim lunges at them both. Dushenaya immediately pushes Balthild out of the way and dives in the opposite direction herself to prevent either of them being targeted. However, the two are separated as a result. Hey, Xuvia, how's it going? Dushenaya fires at the reclamation expert. Combat damage detected. Subject hazard level increase. Prioritizing elimination. I'll distract it, Balthild. Hurry and call Supreme Leader for backup. I got that. Take care of yourself. Phew, but those should have evacuated to a safe location by now. I have to do everything I can to hold this evil dragon off until our support arrives. Is going front to the story good? Yes. I mean, that's just the simple answer, yes. Now, the real question is, what are you comparing it to in your head? Because I might have played the same games that you've played. Easy. Hold on. Under Dushenaya's fire, the reclamation expert's phantom movements have become less flexible than before. Dushenaya hides under cover, looking for an opportunity for her next pot shot. Oof. Stay calm. I can do this. I can do this. Whoa! Before she can get ready, the reclamation expert phantom comes charging towards her cover, shattering it. Dushenaya doesn't fully avoid the impact and tumbles out of the way. Dushenaya, get down! Dushenaya drops to the ground, following her move to avoid the impact. She can feel several metallic objects flying right past her, plunging into the gaps of the reclamation expert's chassis, restricting its movements. Dushevnaya, the great sage, supreme leader. Bullets perforate the reclamation's expert's armor, which protects his core control module. Seizing the opportunity, Ulrid plunges her sword into the gap, slicing off half of his core. Call me crazy, but I feel like Girls Frontline is a spiritual successor to Metal Gear in a few ways. The comparison is used a lot, yeah. Since I have played almost all the Metal Gear games, I played the main ones except for 5. Phantom Pain, I mean. At the very beginning, I would agree with you. But later on, it jumps to Shark, and it becomes something different. As far as Girls Frontline 2 is concerned by itself, it does go it does go back to a point where it feels more Metal Gear than what we're getting or what we got in Girls Frontline 1. But yeah, we've gone to a point of no return. Trying to wish the rate of pulling dolls was higher. Still, no. Yeah, that would be nice, but it is what it is. Because staffed by huge nerds in the shows and their creations, it does. Well, nerds and looking for it. Words and degenerates. Nerds and degenerates. That is a good way to encompass the Mika team. Dushenaya, are you okay? I'm fine. A lot of Baltil's over here. Behind the forklift. Detecting targets, increasing hazards. Lotta, take care of Baltil. We'll handle this big one. Alright. Lotta quickly runs behind Baltil, while the remaining trio stands guard, keeping the reclamation expert Phantom at bay. My favorite combination. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Target, danger, eliminate, target. With half his core module missing, reclamation expert appears to be in disarray and begins to sputter in place and babble incoherently. Huh? Is it broken? Eliminate, target, eliminate, Oh, the reclamation expert suddenly charges in the direction of no one. Huh? With everyone watching, the expert violently smashes into the wall of the cooling tower and comes to a halt. The metallic wall panels cave in, with sections falling off the reveal of inner mechanisms. Uh, then a low rumble. The floor and wall start to visibly vibrate, with the control device next to the wall emitting a beeping sound. Oh? Oh, Theo, watch out! Synopsis of tenacity, yeah. It's also just nice that Yuzong has so much control. Um, if it wasn't for that, I doubt that we would have Girls Frontline 1 as it is right now. It would definitely be a lot more streamlined to become a more mainstream game. But I like Girls Frontline 1 as it is right now, even though a lot of people hate the way how it works. Understandably so. Um, I like Girls Frontline 2 as it is right now as well, even though I do have my own issues with it, as if you see my videos on it. I do like it a lot. Would I call it my favorite? It's definitely top 2. The only other gacha game that is in its league for me is Nikkei. And they're both very similar. They're very, very similar. Bato climbs up the wall by scaling over the reclamation expert, then peers in through the crumbled panels. What the hell? This thing just so happened to hit the place that's stuck. It's fixed a jam device. So the trick to repair machines is to hit it with enough force after all? A real stroke of fate. Device? Balto and I stumbled upon this thing. It can decrease collapse radiation level. Dushenaya messily recounts to Ulrid and others how she and Baltheo went from repairing the forklift to repairing environmental device A. Another Nikkei lover here. Yeah, I love Nikkei. It's an excellent gacha game. And I will defend it to the death. And then it somehow got fixed by just hitting it very hard. I just call it functional. We'll have to examine it thoroughly to find out if anything's wrong. Once this device is repaired, can the underground farm be reactivated as well? Well, we got the environmental aspect sorted, but it also depends on the condition of other equipment, the state of the seeds and whatnot. Those aren't my area of expertise. Having something to hope for is already enough. Thank you, Balthild and Dushevnaya. Think? Think me for what? I didn't do anything. You better think this hunk of iron stuck to the wall. All wishes come true as fate dictates. So is the power of the almighty wish machine. The biggest wrench you can find. Yeah. I remember doing that to my TV back in the 90s. When I was like 8. It's hard to believe that this is all just coincidence. Do such miracles really exist? For a ragtag group of dolls like us, having made it this far is a miracle in of itself. Perhaps fate really is leaning a hand. Even with luck on our side, the final result was only made possible thanks to everyone's hard work. Had Dushevnaya and Balthild not come to check on the environmental device, the following event wouldn't have occurred. Now, not only does Lotta and Balthild wish have a chance to come true, the collapse radiation level is also lowered, which is good for future explorations as well as everyone's maintenance. Great Sage! Ooh, well said, Litara. You mean well written. By the way, Dushevnaya, don't I have another chance to make a wish via the almighty wish machine? Right, great sage. Go ahead. I will do anything for you. Litara carefully writes down what she wants to say on a piece of paper. Since my wish can't be fulfilled at the moment, I'd like to pass this opportunity to Ulrid. Would that be okay? Me? You let me make a wish? That's fine with me. So, Supreme Leader, what's your wish? What is it? Let me see. How should I put this? I love my wife, Groza. Groza is a great character. Um, it's also kind of funny that they picked her. It makes sense why they picked her as the main heroine for this game. Um, it's because we're primarily in like the Russian German area, um, and Groza is the main weapon for Russia, or the main assault rifle for Russia. It also helps that Groza did not have a lot of screen time in Girls Frontline 1, but she is known to be a very capable elite doll in Girls Frontline 1, to the point where SF took her quite seriously. Over pauses for a brief moment, carefully chooses her words, then speaks with a solemn expression. Well then, Dushenaya, my wish is for you to seriously reconsider whether you want to stay here, stay with us, or leave. Eh? Is that asking me to stay? No, it's not my desire to leverage this opportunity of making a wish to coerce you into a decision that goes against your own will. Rather, I'd like you to reconsider the possibility. If, for example, you wanted to stay because you love being here and love everyone around, that'd be great. Naturally, you don't have to give me an answer right away. I love it. Of course I love everyone. How should I put this? I also learned a lot about everyone's different sides through this Almighty Wish Machine project. What doll is your wife? Emperor A1. Easy, Emperor A1. In this game is Ulrid. Now, if Emperor A1 comes back, it will be Emperor A1. But right now it's Ulrid. He's on starter 662, also had a hand in her being main girl in Girls Frontline 2. Maybe. I I think is I really think it's more the fact that Groza just fits quite well with what they were going for. Valentine. Okay. I'll remember that. Thanks for letting me know. Be the kind and sweet Swami who has a passion for heavy metal music, or the supreme leader who is dependable and unwavering but equally needs the help of others. I really do. I can't do anything without all of you. And Lana, cautious and timid, yet resolute deep down. I'm not. Of course you are. Kind of stubborn as well. The relationship between Commander and Groza is very interesting in this game. It is. Um, One thing I will say that Girls Frontline 2 did a lot better than Girls Frontline 1 is show the relationship between the main heroine and the player character. Um, in Girls Frontline 1, if I'll tell you guys a bit of a secret, it's actually very difficult to tell if Emperor A1 was actually in love with the commander or not in Girls Frontline 1 until they just made it extremely obvious later on. Which is why I stress so much on how Emperor A1 feels about the commander in each summary, because the game does a piss poor job at showing it. So the fact that they fix it up so much in this game is good. But then there's Balthilde, despite her blunt words. She cares about her friends more than anyone else. What are you talking about? Finally, the seldom chatty but always caring great sage. I'm scared. I don't know how I can get along with everyone without a pass, nor if I'll even be accepted. Dushenaya holds back tears as she speaks. Lithra writes down her words and gently pats her on the shoulder. Don't worry, Dushevnaya. Didn't I promise you to go looking for the commander together? There must be a way to fix your neural records if we get to the commander. As long as you don't give up, just like you miraculously fulfilled everyone's wish today, don't you think so? Let's make this your own wish. My own wish. Will it come true? Lord Richards reaches out and pats her on the head. Pull yourself together. You're the almighty wish machine. There's no reason you can't have your own wish fulfilled. As for getting accepted by everyone or whatever, I don't believe the past matters. Be genuine with yourself. That's what will make you loved by everyone. I love everyone like this. I want to. Come on and let it all out. Everything you wish to say. I want to dwell in the crevice of time and create more faithful entertainments with everyone I meet. Huh? What's she talking about? I think Dushenaya is trying to say she wants to stay. Well, if you don't object, that's the interpretation I'll go with, Dushenaya. No objection. I want to stay and spend more time with everyone and create new neural records. All right, let's hug it out, everyone, in honor of Dushenaya officially becoming our companion. Supreme Leader! Over wraps Lira and Dushenaya into her arms in one fell swoop, then waves at Lotta and Balfield. Balfield, let's also join. No, it's so corny. Don't tug on me. The rest of Lotta forcefully drags Balfield with her, and eventually the five of them embrace each other in a messy hug. Unfortunately, Ulrich's terminal rings up, disrupting the warm moment. Rosalind, what's the matter? She asks a group hug. Lotta disappeared again. Do you have a clue? I was in such a hurry to come to support. I will be back at once, Miss Rosalind. Please don't hunt me down. Rosalind's gentle voice emanates the comm terminal. Good. I'll give you one more chance. A final one. Speaking of, where have you gone? Why have you all disappeared? Something came up. We're over by the cooling tower. By the way, Rosalind, Dushenaya just said she'd like to stay. Really? That's fantastic. I was worried she would quietly leave with an unadjusted arm hanging off like that. That won't happen, Miss Rosalind. If I were ever to leave, I'll make sure to let everyone know. Also, the contrast from hearing GF1 commander having everything, and now GF2 commander not having to buy extra doll bodies. Yeah. The state that the commander is in right now is pretty cool. It definitely brings out a different side of him, especially with the past event with Dandelion, where he just goes like full John Wick. I mean, he has his John Wick moments in Girls Frontline 1, but in this one, he just feels like he's right in his element. I miss a tactical mech. Yeah. Haven't I said it before? My wish has always been for my patients to stay put. Including you, Dushevnaya. Alright, let's not scare her. Ultimately, they are the way they are because of your leniency. You're half to blame, Ulrich. I'll bring them back immediately, right now. No one will escape. Good. I'll be awaiting your arrival in the maintenance room. Ulrich wraps Lira and Dushenaya into her arms in one slow swoop, then waves at Lotta and Balfield. Well, since we're companions, I'll have to bear Rosalind's wrath together. No calling off on this. Dude needs a hug. Yeah. Um. He's been through a lot. Um. The thing is, I can't even say they're they're any different from how they were in Girls Frontline 1. Question though. In the latest summary, you mentioned battle trains. Is the Elmo one of those? No, it's not. It's a giant mobile construction vehicle. Think like if you ever play Command and Conquer, there's a vehicle called the mobile construction vehicle. It's basically that, except it doesn't transform. But it's a mobile base. Do you like that Commander is his own character, not self-insert? Yes. Um, I don't think self-inserts work in gotcha games, to be honest. Um, they feel a lot more limited. If it's a single-player game and you're a self-insert, and you have a lot more control on how the story plays out, I think self-inserts work a lot more in those areas. But for gotcha games that are meant to be everlasting for at least 5+ years, I don't think a self-insert main character works as well. Look at you. Wouldn't it have been nice to just stay put and let her fix you in the first place? But I was worried about Balthil and Dushevnaya. Who needs your worry? I am the one worried about you getting turned to scrap metal. Lyra smiles as she watches upon her companions, all dirtied up and heading for their hideout. She wants to write letters again. Lyra? Come on, don't fall behind. Right. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, that was a really uneventful, to be honest. In terms of character stories, I prefer macchiatos more. But this one was good. But that's because I'm a little biased because Ulrid was in it a lot. I also like KSVK. Uh, oh, this is out now. Hold on, let's do this. So here's the thing about something lower stakes to balance out. I'm gonna do a video on reverse collapse when I play it. So you guys might be surprised, but I have not played reverse collapse yet. Um, the thing about reverse collapse is that I bought it like 4 or 5 months ago, and it's installed, and it's literally ready to play it on my computer. I just haven't played it yet because I've been so focused on the summaries. So are we near the part where our main love interest in for? Hmm? Do we near the part? Are we near the part? Uh, well, I just did that episode where M4 disappears, so there is that. Um, yeah, over to Isidore. Now, what was I saying before? Uh, in your videos playing through Frontline 1. in my video, I got multiple videos. Um, so the thing is about M4 is that it's complicated. It's really, really complicated. And it requires so much context before I can talk about it. Or near that part yet. In terms of the summaries, no. We're like 5, 6 events away from that. Of the love side story. So, oh, she's gonna die again. That's funny. Man, Otto is so bad. But, so the thing is that in about a week, Girls Frontline 1 is going to have the event where it focuses on M4. Hold on, my camera's stupid right now. On M4, they will be focusing on that. So I was thinking about perhaps I can do a read through on the Girls Frontline 1's next event. But it will be spoiler territory if you guys are just following the story based on my summaries. It is one hell of a trip, yeah. Uh, I I would say that is the event where we reach the point of no return. I'll put it that way. Is Girls Online still updating? Maybe. Uh, so the thing about Girls Frontline 1, right, is that the Chinese version got blocked from its contract being renewed because they just don't want to renew it again. I guess it's just not making enough money. So currently, a PC version for the Chinese version is being developed for Ghost Frontline 1. We have no idea what that entails. Are they planning on making it like online and updating it that way, or is that just going to be a legacy version? Now, if it's a legacy version, that means we shouldn't be getting any new main story details. There is always the possibility that they'll add side stories that just doesn't amount to anything. But as far as the main story is concerned in Ghost Frontline 1, it's done. They had their ending and everything. Now, since you guys are here, I'll go ahead and say this. The finale is heavily contested right now. A lot of people don't accept it, myself included, because it contradicts a lot of what's going on in Girls Frontline 2. There's a lot of theories behind it. There is the optimistic theory, and there's the pessimistic theory. The optimistic theory is that the Girls Frontline 1 team did not talk to the Girls Frontline 2 team, and they just didn't line things up correctly. The pessimistic theory is that there was foul play involved, but there is evidence for the foul play, but it's still a conspiracy theory at the end of the day. But the bottom line is that the finale as it is right now does not work with Girls Frontline 2. It just doesn't work. So China has been complaining about that a lot. Like a lot, a lot. So there is a decent chance that the final event in Girls Frontline 1 will be rewritten for us. And I'm only saying that because they have done rewrites for Girls Frontline 2. But all that happened before the successful first month of global Girls Frontline. Yes, that's right. The bread and butter for Girls Frontline. Yeah. Um, the other thing is that if there is a rewrite, that's pretty much the main reason why I didn't want to rush towards the ending, because there's always a chance that there is a rewrite. And I'm pretty sure originally Girls Frontline 1 should have ended before Mirror Stage. Yes, that is correct. And that's primarily because Girls Frontline 2 took way longer to be developed. So it should have ended probably after Slow Shock, maybe. Maybe a bit before Slow Shock. There's a lot of backstory involved with Girls Frontline 2, as far as like the I don't want to say mismanagement. I'll just say the miscommunication between Girls Frontline 2 and Girls Frontline 1. Is it new? It's not voiced. As far as I know, this is how it was originally in CN. It was just never voiced. There was no rewrite for KSVK. Yeah, they just never voiced it for whatever reason. Probably because they just didn't have the time. They did say recently in an interview that they do want to go back and voice everything. Yeah, I'm not sure why Macchiatos is voiced, or Wawa. I'm using their Girls Line 2 names just to stay uniform, but it is very hard to just not say the weapon names. When I say there is so many, uh, is there going to be how they're going to add everyone? They're not. They're not gonna add everyone. I can tell you this for a fact, unless they decide to change their mind. Um, but there are already dolls that are in the journals. Wakiato. There are already dolls like Grizzly. They became civilian dolls, and they lost their the weaponry and combat capabilities, just so they can go into the green zone. So we should not be seeing Grizzly as a playable character unless they decide to change their minds. Which was a dolls only game. Just to connect with NeuroCloud and then reverse collapse. Maybe. It's a decent theory. Um, Vaza Commander would probably be angry and wants to leave given how they're supposed to be doing their. Yeah. M5090. Shoot, which one is that one? Let me check. I don't have every single doll in my head. Let's see. There's just so many of them. Oh, yes, her. Yeah. Yeah. She was with that same group, M5090 and Grizzly. There's like two others that went to the green zone, but Lolo stayed. It's the dog. So, do you consider all the available dolls in Girls Frontline 2 the much lone bunch from Girls Frontline 1? Any heavy hitters we can expect? Yes, we'll be seeing more heavy hitters. Um, there, there's already been teasers. There's there's been silhouettes, and people already know that just from the silhouettes alone, AK-12 should be coming back, and I believe AK-15 as well. Oh, and of course UMP 45. Yeah, AK-12 should be on the list, and that's from their teaser with the silhouettes. No M4. Oh, M4 is complicated. I can't talk about her yet. I mean, I can talk about it, but if you guys are following the summary, I can't talk about it. So whole can of worms, yeah. RPK 16. Oh, RPK 16. She's complicated. I can't talk about that. M4, you mean Lanesha? Mm, 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 mm. It might be AN94. It might be AN94. I'll have to check again. I just know it's two out of the three. Do you play Reverse Collapse because it's almost completely different? Also, possible rip on Shikikan. Yeah, probably. Well, maybe. There is a good chance that Commander just, he's just fighting off somewhere in some different region or something like that. AR-15 in the early PV. That one's kind of weird. I don't think we can use that one anymore. Now RO hasn't mentioned quite a bit now, so I would expect RO to be the first of the AR team to come back, maybe. But with her being name dropped so early on, I would expect RO to come first. As long as Bill exists. Yeah, I would say a lot of the dolls will come back, but they've already written out quite a few dolls in their journals and in the neural records. Yeah, there's a lot they could have done with the commander with reverse collapse. The easiest thing they could do is I say he dies in battle, but I honestly really doubt that. I honestly really doubt that they'll kill him off. Thanks for the subscribe, by the way. I did spell it wrong. No, you're right. This Bill. His full name is Ballard. So here's the thing: there is there is no way they are not bringing back the AR team. They would be leaving so much money on the table if they did not bring back the AR team. But they're going to hold off on that for a very long time because they know how popular they are. It's the latest summary, the Fable final mission as mentioned, Girls Frontline 2? No. There's another mission. Softball is definitely coming back. She should. Like, I would say the easiest one, the one we should expect first, is RO. That is my guess. Just purely speculating because she is the first name that dropped. That's why I'm saying RO. Then you can probably maybe it's up in the air afterwards. Will Banana come back though? Yeah, that'd be an interesting question. Something I noticed when I was going through Girls 2, as well as probably everyone else, is UMP4 has a new body. There's a journal based on that. She still has the old body, but the old body, I believe, is being inspected by Persica right now because they want to try to extract UMP40 from her body. Do we get a playable third digit in Golan? Uh, right now, no. I see what M16 is up to. So the theory right now, because you're right, M16 has not shown up yet. But the theory right now is that the person who warned Groza about Red Onion was M16. That's a theory right now, but there's nothing really to back that up, other than the fact that Girls Frontline 1 established that Groza and M16 were friends. Maybe ART might come back with a new doll replacing M4. Yeah, I don't think so. If there was anyone that was going to replace M4, it'd be Dandelion. If they decide to make Dandelion a playable character, it'll be her. I really can't see anyone else fitting. Newer dolls are far superior than the older ones. Far superior? I doubt that. But are they better? Yes. I wouldn't say far superior though. Think about that. Yeah. Like I said, that's just people theorizing right now because one of the specific lines is that she says, I can't lose anyone else I'm close to. And that sounds like a very M16 thing to say. And she would be the only one who would fit that bill. EP40 is done. Yeah, maybe. I mean, just the fact that they teased it in UMP9s. I want to say it's UMP9s. Hold on. Uh, oh, wrong one. I do that sometimes. Yes, that's correct. Groza has like a whole thing going on. And people aren't sure about that. Which one was it? That's Type 97. Oh, it's way down here. Or is it? I can never remember these names. That's okay. Main lore ending. I think it's bad. I think as a standard ending, if with no context what whatsoever, um, it's good. If there's no, like, if you just forego any of the context, but if you add to the fact that it needed to link up with Girls Frontline 2, it's like the worst ending they could have possibly done. Which one is it? One of these days I'll actually remember the name. That's Lotta. No, that's Nemesis. That's Stechkin, I think. Here it is. It says 45. My wife grows up would never betray me. Hopefully not. Um, the the issue is primarily that, you know, robots have flaws. They can be easily controlled. Were we expecting a full shootout in Girls One ending? Mm. I don't want to go into too much depth because a lot of people here doesn't know about the ending. But I will say I was expecting something different. Uh, let me say this: I was expecting some things to have good payoffs, and the payoffs were not there. 45. Here it is. Nope, it's not here yet. Oh, here it is, right here. Oh, and about that thing in 45's frame, an extraction may be possible eventually. First, are you talking about 45's old? No way, an extraction may be possible. Yeah, I came up with some ideas during this research, and we can give them a try later. If it works, it would make things a lot easier, don't you think? 45 will finally be able to ditch her current frame. It's hard to repair, and since it's been used for so long, it's fallen apart. An extraction would mean that she 45's real sister. Yeah, and that's UMP 40. So the tease right here is that UMP 40 will be a playable character eventually, or at the very least, she'll be part of the story. Let's go. Yeah. Um, Having a playable Ogus, even if she just replaces a doll, will be interesting. Yeah, I agree. Um, which is kind of funny because they're saying it's 45's real sister when she's technically not. She's just an Ogus. Um, so she should be on the same category as Dandelion. Why after all this time? They Well, it's two things. One is that 45 is incredibly stubborn. She will not let go of that body just so that she can remember UMP 40. But if you can extract UMP 40 and give her her own body, then 45 wouldn't need to maintain that body anymore. Yes, we're talking about the 45's Ogus, which is the persona of 40. This story came out as late as it did. You mean Dushevnaya's? Yeah, we just got done reading that. Sentient brainworm. um, the big thing is that I didn't really focus on this in the summaries because it was such a it's such a small thing compared to everything else. But UMP9 is very insecure about UMP40 because she knows that she cannot match up to 40 in terms of how much 45 cares about someone. So it'd be very interesting to see how Lena and UMP40 interact if it ever happens. We've seen reverse collapse. There's a very sketch theory about why Girls Frontline ending is important to be the way it is. Um, if you mean what I think you mean, that is a possibility, yes. Absolutely. That is a possibility. But I don't know if they're going that route. When we talk about Mephisto, that is a Chinese only thing right now. So I don't want to delve too much into that. Yeah, they were pretty chill in that event. Um, but Nine has always been uh, a nice person to talk to. She's pretty good at hiding her own insecurities. New age roto technology in psychosis frame. You know what? Honestly, I do want to talk about when Girls Frontline jumps the shark because it's so hard to talk about Girls Frontline 2 without talking about uh, what's going on there. But I think I'm going to hold off on that uh, until we do the read along in Girls Frontline 1 for the new event that's coming out. Because that is going to it skips a lot of stuff because it's way ahead of the summary right now. Um, but I'm down to explain it, everything then, and then whoever decides to watch this can just learn what's going on there, while I just do the summaries. But there's so much more going on in Ghost Frontline than what is being shown right now in Ghost Frontline 2. There is a lot going on. To the point where it may actually be overwhelming for some people. It's not overwhelming for me, but I'll be honest, I did prefer where it just felt like a Metal Gear Solid knockoff compared to what we have now. When the timeline takes place, like between parts 1 and 2 of Swami story. Yeah. Um, so the reason why they put it like that is because Dushevnaya's story is there's no impact to the plot at all, so they can throw it in whatever that they want, and they decide to throw it in here because the next event that is supposed to continue the main story was recently rewritten. They just launched it. I shouldn't say just. I say they launched it about 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Um, and therefore they haven't had time to translate it in English for us or other languages for that matter. So that's why we're getting this event now, and we will probably getting the next story event, which should be Centaur Resi's event. What's your estimate of Commander's age in Girls Frontline 2? Um, so I would assume. So the commander has established history. Um, in Girls Frontline 1, he does actually have a backstory, but you won't learn about it until like way later. So the commander should be in super early 20s when he first does when he first comes in into Girls Frontline 1. So he should be early 30s in Girls Frontline 2. And that's also stacked onto the fact that people, our dolls, do mention that the commander looks very young. They never say that in the story, but uh, they do make comments on it when like on like random stuff, like when you're recruiting your dolls. They just mention like, oh, you're much younger than I thought you'd be, and stuff like that. Just that big PTSD. Yeah, a lot of the dolls have a lot of PTSD. Well, actually, I say every single Griffin T doll has PTSD at the very least. Now, some may be less affected by it than others, but they should all have PTSD, especially after polarizing light. Like, welcome. I am very glad that I've made those. I made them. I've only started doing them because people were constantly asking for summaries, and I was like, it'd be nice to have these, huh? Well, I guess I'll do it. That's kind of how it went off, and then hasn't stopped since. Oh, the commander. Yeah, the commander has a lot of PTSD, a ton of it, and it only gets worse. Like what's that that meme picture? Uh, it's like he's like, I know your life sucks, commander, but it only gets worse. Something like that. Let me see. I don't think the picture's easily found though. Like hooked on the story. I'm glad. I'm glad it helped you guys out. You said GTA's age for the manga. I say that's a good benchmark. 34 would be the range I would put him at. They finished that about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we're we're getting Angular Gyrus next week. Other your summaries, I do. Paradise, yeah, yeah. Paradise, you haven't seen the worst of Paradise yet. Like where we at with the summary, we haven't seen the worst. Like not even close. There's actually like a really big reason why the commander really fucking hates Paradise. You have not seen it yet. Yeah, and there's a hint there, Avernus. I kind of hate art. I can't talk about RPK 16. That's a spoiler. Yeah, William is not. It's not a spoiler. He's just an asshole. Like, and you kind of had to admire William's spirit, though. The the lengths the the lengths he will go just because he is a siscon. Valentine, yeah. It's just a hard working man. Oh, wrong button. Thanks for letting me know. The power of love to not be underestimated. Is it love or just obsession? What do we get from that? Oh, actually quite a bit. It's nice. I hate 45's old commander. We don't. You mean like the very very first one, who's like, man, fuck, you're so shit. You're terrible. That one. He's such a nothing burger though. I can't really hate him because he comes and goes so quickly. He's on summed up William pretty well. Yeah. Yeah. The thing about William is that you really do have to admire how persistent he is. There is some admiration in that because it feels so insignificant what he's trying to do. But god damn it, is he going to do it? Off of really killers. Both happy and really sad. Yeah, let let me tell you this. Uh, Whenever I get to that scene, or whenever I read that scene about the dolls, uh, sacrificing themselves for us, it actually gets me every time. And I can't explain why that happens because I've seen so many stories that do that too. But this particular one, it always gets me. I have no idea why. There's only like one other scene that does that, and that's in Persona. Imagine pullable RPK. RPK, pullable RPK. You know what? I actually, RPK is so weird, dude. I really want to talk about it, but most of you don't have the context behind RPK for me to talk about her like that. I hate what he does to do it. Yeah, Angular drivers. After that is isolates first, and then CK. Yes, that is correct, Shiro. Thanks for recap. You're welcome. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I'm curious as to how far we into Girls Frontline main story. We're literally at 50% of the way through. That would be the 50% mark. Because Polarizing Light is the end of arc 2, and there's 2 more arcs. So it'd be the 50% mark. I also want to troll. We raised adults from level 1, that's why. That's probably. RPK on Elmo. RPK is Pinocchio, but crazier. You know what? That actually works. I would say that works, yeah. Uh, Except her nose doesn't grow bigger when she lies. I guess that'd make it too easy. It goes so deep, it's crazy how much stuff already happened there. Yeah. Um, I will say it is going to slow down from this point forward. It will pick back up, but we're at a point where we restart climax, and now it's going to go at a slower pace to build up the next events. So I might be able to get things done faster, and we don't have to wait as long for per episode. But I can't promise anything. There's still a lot of text to go through. RPK on Elmo would be so weird. No rush, take your time. Thanks. Yeah, I did put a community post out there, but just in case you guys don't know, it's usually going to take two to 3 weeks to get an episode out. Now for the oh, thank you. Now for the story, not story, but the backstory for Team Defy, that one is going to be shorter. We, I don't need to spend a super long time on that one. How would RPK on the Elmo even work though? I would assume people are assuming that they just remake our RPK, but there is an issue with that. There's a big issue with that. Uh, is is where is Ian on the story event right now? Starting next week, we will be on Angular Gyrus, which is 2 events away from the finale. She has some serious death flags. It depends. The thing is that at least from what I've seen here, um, the you underestimate because you sleep writer. The issue with Girls Frontline 2 right now, and I'm saying this as like relatively speaking, it's not really an issue. I'm just saying in comparison to Girls Frontline 1, um, they're pulling their punches more currently in Girls Frontline 2. Um, so we may not be seeing any deaths in Girls Frontline 2, just because they're pulling their punches more. Your only addition to team is Vapley. Um, yes and no. Currently, yes. We only just now got Vepley, but the game is doing this thing where um, they keep jumping around in time, especially with the events. So there will eventually be a point where we actually do have a lot of dolls on the Elmo. We just haven't gotten there yet in the main story. Like if you read all of the of the archives, which are canon to the story, you will see that there are multiple dolls on the Elmo frequently, even even the doll community. So Ulrid and Lotta are there as well, but we don't know when that is going to happen. Yeah, they think the stories are canon. let's see. I guess I have to wait for more years for the Girls Frontline to event. The biggest chick magnet. Well, just for dolls, and Kalina. Like Kalina is probably more of a stalker than NK23 is. Hold on. We count Neurocloud. Kalina seems like an ex-girlfriend. No. Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. She is... She is definitely... Uh, when it comes to obsession, uh, she's up there. So I would have agreed with you if it wasn't for the fact that Kalina has literally been watching our move for throughout the time skip. Maybe not the whole 10 years, but definitely throughout the time skip. Like she literally got in touch with the with Brief just so she can keep track of you or the commander. And yeah, Neuro Cloud Rise dudes are also into us, but at least it's only like our avatar, which by the way I do play as female in Project Neuro Cloud because I think it makes more sense. This like she's been stalking us for years. It really does seem like that. Um, and honestly, I wouldn't call it stalking. I would say it's playing Big Brother, yes, which is its own form of stalking, but not like yandere stalking. It's literally that. Uh, Kalina's a little complicated, so I would go ahead and tell you guys this about Kalina. You guys already know just from the summaries if you don't play Girls Frontline one yourself that she is your ride or die chick. She is your ride or die chick. Um, but literally for this next event, um, it goes into a promise that the Kalina and the commander made, and they made a promise to each other that they will always stick by each other's side. Like they will always be together helping each other, more or less. Now, there are some circumstances that cause this to not happen, but the fact is it didn't happen. So that's like a huge reason why, if not the main reason why, she's really fucking pissed off at you. Yeah, now she's angry. Yeah. And 416 have been trying to text us for 10 years. Wait, hold on. You are right that she has been trying to text us for years, but I'm not sure for 10 years straight, though. Because Kalina did hire Squad 404 to keep track of you as well, or to find you at the very least. Yeah, the 10 years flash forward scene is weird in hindsight because it just seems so random. Like, I think it was around that point where they were supposed to release Girls Frontline 2 relatively soon when that scene hit. But now it just seems so random. How the Regis Commander had was worth it. Debatable. Personally speaking, I would say yes, but it, in the grand scheme of things, logically speaking, pragmatically speaking, is debatable. Is that can relate to the retcon events? No, that's still a thing. Um, Springfield was able to contact the commander, yes, but it's like it has like 10 filters behind it. She can't just contact them willy nilly. I am all yeah. The weird thing about well, let me answer this first before I go on a tangent. You see more of a tease of Girls Frontline 2. It is a tease, yeah. Um, I'm just saying that Girls Frontline 2 should have been released like shortly afterwards. Maybe like a month, 6 months at maximum. But around that time, it took like they were on like year two, I think. I want to say. Basically, it was the timing was way off. It ended up being way off in hindsight. So now it just seems random. Uh, so the thing about 416, the crazy part about 4416 is that the writers they didn't do a very good job at conveying how obsessive she is in the story itself because she's always more well-rounded in the story, but she was always meant to be like this obsessive freak. I say freak relatively speaking. um you could argue she's yandere, you could argue she's not. um I think by definition you can call her a yandere, and the big reason for that is not because of the commander, but for M16. Like if you don't focus on us and focus on M16, she's easily yandere territory. Now, if you want to focus on the commander, they put a lot more focus on it in Project Neurocloud. Um, where like the worst of Kukai in Project Neurocloud is forcefully pulled out, and like the worst side of her is literally just full yandere, and all she wants is to just keep the commander from everyone. But she's a well-rounded character, so it doesn't show as much. But the reason why I say it doesn't work very well in Ghost Frontline 1 is because they put no focus on it whatsoever, to the point where when it comes up in Project Neurocloud, it feels like that you kind of just watching a meme. I thought that'd be UMP 45. Uh, M16 and 416 have their their relationship is tenuous at best. Um, UMP 445 and 416 were never that close in terms of friendship. Uh, but with M16 and 416, they actually were that close. Uh, until M16 did her thing because 416 was being a jerk. And as you know, 416 tried to kill M16 when she met her again. And she always masked it as her being angry that she was thrown off the team and stuff like that. But no, that's like not really the reason at all. The big reason was because she was rejected by M16. That's like the only real reason why she wanted to kill her, which is by definition yandere territory. Is there a lore reason that it's also realistic for seeming human skin and such? Uh, because they are originally civilian dolls. Uh, the lore reason is marketing. It's true. Um, actually, literally true. Literally true. It is marketing. So I say this is a good time for me to bring this up. If I go on Twitter real quick, I made a post there. Where is it? Oh, it'd be under replies. That's why I can't find it on a post because I did it as a reply. There it is. And let me pull this up. Window capture. Oh, it's not showing up. No. Oh wait, here it is. All right. So I'm gonna pull this up. That's here. Kruger. Picture this. Killer sex bots. And then they got rich. That's literally the lore right there. So basically, uh, Griffin, Kruger, and Javier actually, they came up with the idea that um, in order to become big as a company, as a PMC group, they wanted to make it so that they had like a appeal to the public. And what's the best way to have appeal? Uh, have really hot women. So that is why you see that is why you see cute civilian girls as killer dolls because it's just good marketing. The Wound Force is real. And honestly, yeah, like we would 100% have that happen in real life too. Like if it got to that point, if anyone decides to make killer sex dolls as a military force, we would all love that, 100%. Real shit. Let me catch up real quick because I took so long getting that. Giant worker sorters post World War Three. Yes, that's also true. Um, yeah, post World War Three, um, the world was just that fucked that the PMC groups, or actually, let's say this, the government relied on the PMC groups, and the PMC groups relied on T-dolls. And it's Griffin and Kruger that said, hey, let's have killer sex bots. And then they became the most popular PMC group in Europe. High binary T-dolls, yeah. And then Kruger made a civilian doll to be called by their weapon ID. Yeah, that is a Kruger perk, yeah. What about Nikkei? Ghosted. That's funny. Uh, oh, in Wawa's event, it was mentioned dolls using makeup to look human, and that confused me. So that I can understand why that's confusing. This did come up beforehand. When someone was talking about in comments as like, hey, Sharkry had to use makeup for dolls to look human. Um, so I actually had that recorded, and so I actually looked at it more. It's just the face. I would assume that the face just looks too perfect. It doesn't look human enough because it looks too perfect, so it gives off that uncanny look. That's what I'm assuming is the problem there. Now the thing is, this is the first time I ever heard of that, because it doesn't even come up in Girls Frontline 1. So it could be something that they just came up with for Girls Frontline 2 to add some drama, I guess. Um, because even in Girls Frontline 1, there has never been anything that gave the impression that humans would immediately recognize uh, T-dolls as T-dolls. Uh, dolls mentioned in the background materials as looking too perfect. Yeah, I don't know that material. Uh, if you can tell me where that's from, I love to know. Like that's not even me challenging you. I just want to know where that's from. Wow, Kruger in prison. Kruger's he's not in prison anymore. And Griffin is still his own thing. It's just heavily downsized. And the soldier? Which soldier? You mean Quartz? Not that there's a legit reason in lore, but is there actually a reason why dolls use very outdated weapon models like the most Nagant? There is an ID imprint for each weapon. So the weapons actually aren't what they actually were in like the time they were in. So they aren't using like super old bullets, right? They're actually using modern bullets. But for whatever reason, um, the dolls. Oh, secret files. I know what you're talking about. They're probably in the art books then. Um, IOP wants every doll to have their own unique weapon. And that's basically like the only reason why. So as far as like lore is concerned, I would say yeah, there's not really a solid reason why they just don't use like the most advanced tech for guns. He still uses a mostly gun 2092. That's she. You can change weapons in Girls Frontline too. Yep. But the lore indication for that is that they're using a suboptimal weapon if they don't have their ID imprint on it. So the Mosin Nagant is at her best when she uses a Mosin Nagant. If she uses any other weapon, she's effectively nerfed. Griffin technically illegal due to high-end military tech. The reason why it's standing is because of Griffin politics. Yeah, especially with them being so buddy with the military. Isn't Kruger working with Kalina? Yeah. Well, Kalina's working for Kruger, but yeah. And CK ending, Kruger's been set free. He gets set free earlier than that, actually. Uh, M4A1 save the soldier, I think, in Chatter. Oh, yes. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. Um, it's not a Shadow Connection. It was an Isomer. Uh, actually, she saved two of them. Um, one thought that M4 was legit, just a human, and she had to clarify that she was a doll. And the guy was like, "Huh, I didn't know dolls look so realistic nowadays." So he didn't get it immediately. Um, and the other one, that guy was literally dying, and he was turning into an E-lid. So I don't think he even had time to realize that he was a doll or that M4 was a doll. So, oh, take care, Leto. Thanks for hanging out. Now, the one person who recognized, uh, oh, you just said it, Leshy. This is seen Sappho being recognized as a doll by a civilian. Yeah. So I think soft mod is not a good. It would she wouldn't be a good example of being recognizable because she literally has so much stuff that gives away that she's a doll. Like it just makes sense with her. Being used long laser rifles. I never heard that joke before, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, soft mod shoving that lady away and immediately breaking her arm because she didn't know how to check herself. That's an issue with her neurocloud being more human than everyone else's. At least IOP has data on dolls specializing on all weaponry. Yeah. What about Sexton? Uh, there's indication that should be playable soon. Yeah. But I can't say if that's going to happen or not. She may just stay as an NPC. But she lost her memories. Um, apparently she's broken down, and she's trying to get her memories back. We don't know exactly what happened to her, but it does give an indication that she will be playable. And also, Dandelion did straight up say that Sexton is inferior to RO, which is funny because RO is the prototype. I really think it was Javier's idea, probably. Oh, more than likely, yes. She got Paradis. I just got so banged up. Paradis. I'm super late to the stream. Feels bad. Hey, play Dr. Lover. Yeah. I'm already done with the event and everything. We're just talking now. There's no story about Sexton, how she ended up. Yeah. RO is considered third gen. She is a prototype, yes, but she is considered a third generation. At least a dandelion, at the very least. Imagine being a mech pilot on to be domed by an anti rifle. I don't know, man. Girls Frontline just be crazy sometimes. Is Helena Gen 4 then? Helena's not a doll. Unless you mean DP12, but probably not. What's the difference between third gen and second gen? Um, it's it's the advancement of the neural cloud mainly. That's like the main thing. Just the advancement of the neural cloud. Um, Gen 3 dolls are more human than Gen 2 dolls. Did you mean like playing reverse collapse and get your reaction in the end? Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that. That I wanted to stream reverse collapse. I just don't know when, because there's so much going on. Like there's streaming this, and then there's also streaming the next event for Girls Frontline 1. I'm also playing Project Neural Cloud now. Like I just started that back up, and I'm like, now that I have context from Girls Frontline 1, this is a lot more fun to go through because now I know what's going on. So I'm playing that as well, and I might stream that. But and then there's also just making the videos too. Darcher, eh. I think Darcher maybe actually no. There's a very good chance that she should be playable because SF became playable too. Even though we killed SF so many times. She probably is Shiro. At the very least, she's following the same template as Lunacia did. So like, I'm gonna bring this up. So, how many of you guys know about Parita and her thing? Did you guys read her journal? Public, yeah. I don't know. All right, so you don't know about Parita. That's fine. Zero clue. Who? uh, okay, you saw it. Yeah, I just mean, let's see. She's up here. Her. Why she can't signature hand on Helena box? That is a good question, actually. Um, didn't Kalina say that it was specifically configured for him? I can't remember. Um, was she a top selling sex bot or something? No. Um, so if you actually read her journal, it is a little late, so I don't want to go into the entire journal. Um, let me just go ahead and I'll give you the highlight. So there is a lot going on with her. And I feel like that she has more relevance to the main story than um, people may not realize. And the big thing is that I don't know how this is going to work out, considering Dandelion is so prevalent now, and she kind of steps on the toes of Rita. So I want to say it's here. Wait, sorry, that's not here. It's here. All right, let's break to deal with Krolik. What's theory about Nemesis? Nemesis. My theory about Nemesis is that she was originally Paradise, and she got out somehow. I don't think she is a spy or anything. I just think she just got out of Paradise. So, Rita smiles nonchalantly, looking at Lynchpin. So, here's the backstory about her journal. So, she was called upon by someone to go into a simulated world, and this simulated world only has uh, the commander and Groza, and just a bunch of enemies. There's no real context for the enemies. Um, so this simulated world was built so that the commander would have a nicer life, like just like should have a better life than he has in reality. But the commander realized that this world was not. At the very least, he realized it was strange. There's something nagging in his head that it wasn't real. Um, and so at that point, he kept trying to find a way out. But this person who made the world did not have the heart to end the world. So they called upon Parita to take care of it. So this fake commander here is called Lynchpin. And they're just talking. And oh, and by the way, as far as Groza is concerned, Groza is like not there anymore. She's there taking care of the enemies, but she also realizes that the world isn't real, and she kind of figured out that they weren't real either. But she never said anything because she knew what would happen if the commander learned, or if the fake commander learned, the Lynchpin learned that he was not real. Because at one point he would have realized that in order to get rid of the world, he had to get rid of himself. And this right here is the point where Parita is like, okay, you're actually good with this disappearing if this world was gone, right? And he says, yeah, that's fine. And yeah, Parita just kills him right then and there. And this is where the world breaks apart, and all that is left is data. And Rita can see all of this, and she can see so much, and she's able to communicate with the creator of this world. And she realizes that the creator is in love with the commander, which is why she made this world. And being that they're able to communicate with each other, there is a promise that they made to each other. Yes, she. Um, that Parita will keep watch of the commander. So after all of this is done, The next scene we see her in, uh, she she is in the Elmo and is part of the team. So at some point, she joins the team. Now, this goes into a lot of stuff that you have not seen in the summaries yet. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because the role that she has right now is currently being used by Dandelion. Dandelion and Parita are basically doing the same thing. So I don't know what they're going to do with Parita right now. Even though she has all this buildup in her journals on being something really freaking special. So from that, we can either assume that something is going to happen with Dandelion, or there's a rewrite somewhere. So was it Lunacia? Yes, it was Lunacia. Okay, I'll say most likely Lunacia. Like 99% chance. Like if it's not Lunacia, there's something wrong. There's something that they made up on the spot. More common than husband units, yeah. Like I said, I don't want to get into too much on it. At least not until we do the read along in Girls Frontline 1 on the 18th. That's when we can really talk about it, and it'll be full spoiler territory because it's way ahead of what we're doing right now in the summaries. Yeah, indescribable for right. And there's just so much fun to talk about, but I can't because I know a lot of you guys are just following the summaries, so I don't want to spoil anything. But there's so much. It just makes me go, damn! If only this was like Nikkei, where it's like so easy to follow, and everyone would have caught up by now. That part is weird, Warlock. I don't know why it's like that. Um, because that isn't even a rewrite problem. It just didn't happen. So average girl for like lore experience, yeah. So I'm willing to guess that it just doesn't mean anything. That it was just a screw up. But if it is something, it could deal with another Lunacia thing. It could. Nikkei lore, alien robot bad, sexy robot good. It's a there's some layers to the Nikkei lore, but it stays like that for a long time. It's complicated because they keep changing writers. Well, they haven't changed writers in a while. Well, actually, they have. Never mind. Yeah, they keep changing writers. But in Girls Frontline 1, they stuck with the same writing team for a number of years. But in Girls Frontline 2, they had like 3 writing teams at this point, I want to say. This makes more sense if first class story is done before Girls Frontline 2 as the idea of a time jump can be. Yes, I agree. Uh, dude, the Ghost Frontline lore is crazy. Like, I did not. When I first started to get into Ghost Frontline, I really thought it was just going to be, you know, sexy robots fighting other sexy robots in it, and it'll just be like the deepest we would go is military conspiracy. That's about it. But no, nah, it jumped the shark. Bashing whatever writer writes. To be honest, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of writer bashing in China, and it may have caused some problems. Yeah, reverse collapses lore. Yeah, I want to get into that soon. I don't know when I'll do it, but I am gonna play it soon. Hmm. Hey Snake, how's it going? No one has mentioned Project Bakery yet. Yeah, well that's because it's way ahead. It's far into the future. Now, unless there's some timeline bullshit I don't know about because I haven't played Reverse Collapse yet. What I'm wondering is how Project Neuro Cloud is going to be involved in Girls Frontline 2, because Girls Frontline 1 made a pretty strong effort to not ever talk about Project Neuro Cloud, even though it is confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that the the professor is the commander. But it seems like they're going to rectify that issue in Girls Frontline 2 in some manner, which is weird since it's 10 years ahead. Yes, everyone. Yeah, Neuroclass story has been slow. I just got to like chapter 4. It is on it is on the slower side, yeah. But I will say it's written better than the early chapters of Girls Frontline 1. So I've been enjoying myself. It's a simulation. We're in the Matrix. I mean, possibly at this point. Like it really feels like they're going to have like this giant, massive, mind-numbing reveal at some point. And then there's also Project Net coming out too. That it is what's called, right? That's the code name, Project Net. Um, where that literally deals with time jumping. So, or at least that's the concept that what they threw out. You think Section is going to be speak in poetry at the game Paradox so hard? Probably not. I don't think so. She's not a Nito, so probably not. Project Net was rumored to be a fan game, but it is not. Well, rather, I should say rumored. Um, the one who teased Project Net, or quote unquote leaked Project Net, um, he said it was a fan game, but it's not a fan game. It is officially licensed by Mika. It's a lot of chai jumping. I'm gonna find that pretty interesting then. But all right, guys, I gotta go. It's been over three hours, and yeah, I'm getting a little tired. It's good talking to y'all though. This is a good first stream. I want to do it again. Um, the next time I'll do it. It'll be for Ghost Frontline 1. I'll make an announcement on whatchamacallit on YouTube on when I'll do it, because I'll say my plan will be to actually do the missions first. That way you don't have to see me play for like 30 minutes on each mission because they take that long. And then we just do a cutscene we just go through the cutscenes. So I will see you guys then. You guys take care. Thanks for watching.